Mr. Vikas Gupta, our next speaker, is a well-known name in the education and publishing industry in India. He is the Managing Director of Wiley India. Ratnasagar has fruitful relationship with Mr. Gupta, Wiley and Comdex, which goes beyond just business. He is also the author of our popular IT books for classes 9 to 12. Mr. Vikas Gupta, please.
Respected Mrs. Jain, Sugat, and the extended Ratnasagar family. So sorry for my bad throat. I just landed in Delhi. I had to come for this. So when I was asked to speak, I started writing something in the plane. And by the time I thought I'll be maybe one of the last speakers, depending on if they start going by age. So I scribbled things and I have to write it again and again after each speaker. So I think I will concentrate on what I actually learned from Mr. Jain, as I used to call him all the time, about how to do business in India. I run a multinational. It's a big corporation. But what I learned from him was, in the Western management principles you talk of today, we talk today or in the last few years about humanizing the business, emotional quotient, all of those nice fancy words. And if you look at Mr. Jain, he built that business on those principles. It was not built for profits. It was not built for money. Money or profit was an outcome of a business, not the reason of doing business. So that's what I learned from him about business. I'll give you two anecdotes about how amazingly smart, humble, and unassuming person he was. So once when he started talking about, when I wrote about this book about Comdex, and I said I wanted to change the way people look at IT learning in India. So he visited my office. And he spoke with me for about an hour. And then he understood quickly that I'm not going to be an author here. I'm also a business person. He said, I just came. And I said, okay, because what do you want? I said, Mr. Jain, I want you to sell my book. I will publish and give it to you. They generally don't do that. But he said, after listening to you for about an hour, I think we share the same passion. And I don't want you to be my competition. So I will sell your book. So this is amazing things. Second time what happened was I called him for help. So India was, as a member of and a past president of the Federation of API, the Association of Publishers in India. So we were organizing with FIP the International Publishers Congress in India, first time after 28 years. So I called him up and said, Mr. Jain, we need your help. I said, okay, what do you want? So I said, I want X amount of money to contribute because we are really short of money and we need to have this conference. There are thousands of people coming. He said, okay. You know, I don't go to these conferences and you know very well, Vikas, that I'm not in this. I said, Mr. Jain, I need your help. Okay. He said, how much did you want? I said, about 10 lakhs. He said, okay, tell me, how much did you pay? I said, 10 lakhs. Then he said, one condition, I will match it. I said, what? That you will not invite me to speak at the conference. So he did that. So what I'm trying to say is, what I learned from him was how to be an invisible leader. He was always, I've never seen Indian family businesses where the business owner is not the visible face of the company. He was one of them. He allowed his people to take the center stage all the time. And that's what I learned from him. What I also learned from him was that quality benchmarking is a continuous improvement. He redefined the word quality again and again all the time. I used to say, he broke the glass ceiling. And then I always said, no, I'm wrong again. He was a true Jain. He cannot break anything. He removed the glass ceiling. He always kept on trying to be better and better every time. Another thing which I learned from him was never be a price warrior. He always learned when you go and do your family businesses, reduce your price, increase your discount, get market share. Quality is the second thing. And then one day you will get all the market share of the world and you will do that. He said, no. He said, I will be the most expensive one, but still affordable. It will give me time, but it will build a sustainable business. And if you look at businesses who went into that mode of price and discount warrior, and you look at Ratnasagar, look at our answers. You can do business in this country being ethical, build a business which is world class in terms of quality and standards, and that's what I learned from him. The fourth thing I learned from him was, when you can't compete, collaborate. And that allowed me to understand how do you build partnerships and relationships within. So when I was redefining my business in India, so I think a big success of the business I have achieved came from his learnings of how do you collaborate with people. And he was so smart that he will never say no to you. He said, let's start. He will keep on, and his humble, nice anecdotes will keep on coming in, and then by the end of the meeting, you'll say, you have given too much to him. And that I learned from him is how you cannot be confrontational and expect win-win. You have to make other person feel good. So these are some of the anecdotes I thought, because otherwise I'm not the right person. I'm too junior to think about and speak about him. I really admired him as a humble, gentle leader, a business leader who actually thought of things which people have not even thought today. So thank you very much.